The wisdom of Japan, the way of harmony and gratitude. How much do you know about the real Japan? Do you know what's really cool about cool Japan? In 2020, the world will watch the Summer Olympics unfold in Tokyo. But what sort of country is Japan? The home of samurai and geisha, the land of manga. The 2020 Tokyo Olympic Committee has put forth the vision of creating a truly cohesive society that affirms all forms of diversity. At the heart of this vision is the Japanese concept of wa. This is the basic ideal that informs the spirit, culture, and artistic traditions of the Japanese people. It is also the wisdom that allows us to live in harmony with society and nature. In the early 7th century, the great prince Shotoku, who unified the country while embracing the teachings of Buddhism, enshrined the spirit of wa in Article 1 of the 17-article Constitution, which states harmony, wa, is to be valued. The ethic of wa is grounded in deep contemplation of our common lot as mortal beings wandering in darkness and bound by worldly passions, together with the Buddhist doctrine of compassion, which seeks to spread happiness and relieve the suffering of others. The spirit of wa prompts the Japanese people to consider the needs of others and the world around them instead of approaching things from a narrow, self-centered perspective. It urges them to work together in partnership, placing the highest value on humility, consideration, and the harmony of the whole. The spirit of wa gives rise to a world in which different cultures and ideas coexist and resonate with one another instead of forever clashing. This governing principle is seen in every area of Japanese culture, including the traditional Japanese house, in which only removable sliding doors divide one space from another. Instead of living in discrete, rigidly separated chambers, occupants make flexible use of the entire space or parts of it as they choose. The Japanese house embodies the idea of oneness between the whole and its parts. Some people in the West find it difficult to accept a mode of thinking that seems to deny the ego and devalue individual autonomy. But in the West, the primacy of the individual has given rise to a contract society in which self-assertion spawns ever-escalating antagonism and conflict. The Japanese have learned to settle their differences amicably thanks to an emphasis on harmony and accommodation nurtured by the spirit of wa. We see this thinking in the relationship between the individual and the group. The spirit of wa and the ethics of the community have led the Japanese to place the utmost importance on their relationship with the surrounding world, including the groups to which they belong. The consummate teamwork seen in Japanese sports is one indication of this mindset. To some, it may seem that the individual is simply sacrificed to the community, but the parts contain the whole. When individual Japanese artisans pool their different skills, each contributing to the creation of one finished product in the spirit of wa, the whole is worth more than the sum of its parts. And since the whole is contained in it, the process strengthens and enhances both the group and individual. This is the essence of Japanese society. The other key to Japanese society is the ethic of on, blessing received and conferred. Unlike the Western notion of gratitude, the concept of on encompasses the joy of the giver as well as that of the recipient. Western languages have many terms of thanks for the blessing and favors one receives from divine or human sources, but they are all too lacking in words to express the joy of giving. On is also linked to the impulse to give back. In Japan, this impulse extends beyond the individual recipient and giver, expanding out into the community. In this way, the ethic of on creates a virtuous circle, building a society in which kindnesses multiply and reverberate continuously. The wisdom of the Japanese lies in the reverence for the ideal of wa, the ethic of on, and the governing principle of harmony with the environment and with others. These are the spiritual foundations of Japanese thought, culture, art, and society, and they live on in Japan today. We pray that the 2020 Tokyo Olympics may help to spread these ideas throughout our troubled world, that the wisdom of Japan may light the way towards the better future.